So the next section is documentation, and there's a lot of help, there's a lot of documentation. See the docs menu for all the documentation you need when coding. So above we saw a couple of things. We saw AB random int and AB background music. That's perhaps easier to understand. There's some kind of function which gives us background music, and it's got AB in front of it, standing for Ancient Brain. So there's a whole load of these functions, and they're all kind of underneath AB. They all begin with AB dot something. So there's documentation on AB in AB docs. So if I'm in the editor here, for example, and I go to docs, that's this menu item here is the AB docs. So I click there, and it leaves my editor there, by the way, and opens separately to the editor to protect the editor. And there's a whole bunch of things in AB, but if we just look at there we go, background music. So we can start off background music and give it a file, and there's all sorts of things that we can do that are built in. We can also use what's built into JavaScript, of course, and we can also use what's built into P5, because this world is using the P5 library. And then there's another thing that we can use, which is built into the API that we're using. So there's a bunch of different APIs, and you can follow the link to see what an API is. But basically, it's how much support you want for your world on Ancient Brain. You can have a whole load of libraries, you can have very few libraries, you can have cameras built in and draggable with the mouse, or you can roll it all yourself. So sometimes when you're porting things, you don't want to have a whole bunch of libraries. You want to be able to port just the raw code that you found somewhere else from some other site, assuming you have permission to port it. And other times you want as much support as you can get in terms of libraries and functionality. So that's what the APIs are about. And every world uses a particular API, and this one uses one which gives it some things called full width and full height. There's more ways of getting help. Select code in the editor and press intelligent code help. So I'm over here in the editor. So I'm wondering what create canvas is. So I just select that and I press code help here, or Alt-I. And what it does is it tries to figure out what help page to give you. Should it give you an Ancient Brain help page? Should it give you a generic JavaScript help page, or a P5 help page? And what it does actually here is it gives you a P5 help page, because it's figured out that create canvas is a P5 function. And this works pretty well. So it should get you the relevant help page. So that tells you how to create the canvas using P5. If I go to abworlds.fullwidth and do code help, it sends me to the help page for the API that I'm using on Ancient Brain. And that API defines things like full width and full height. So pretty much everything you see, including in other people's code, if you're cloning other people's code and looking at what they're doing, you can select the terms, do the intelligent code help. It's got Alt-I as well as a shortcut. And so let's just do an Alt-I. There we go. For rotate X, Alt-I, and it goes over to P5. So you can do the intelligent code help on all the code that you find on Ancient Brain.